So there we were on one of the best beaches in all of Hawaii. Wonderful day. Everybody was out there snorkeling, looking at tropical fish. And then this guy gets out of the water. At first I was like, okay, I'm kind of jelly of that dude's whole macho thing going on. And then I was like, wait a minute, did he just spear one of those fish right in front of everybody? What the hell? Is that even allowed? I don't know how I feel about that. And then down the beach, that's somebody doing push-ups in front of a sea turtle for some TikTok video. You never see this type of stuff anywhere else except when you get off the main roads in Hawaii. Maui, part 2. For the last 3 days on Maui, Kim and I explored upcountry. It's a part of Maui away from all the fancy resorts. Upcountry is Maui's country land, where they have crops and farms and small towns and clearly amazing beaches, right? So the following is what we saw when we got off the main roads and documented this part of the island. I think those days on Maui were my favorite on the entire Hawaiian adventure. A side of America you haven't seen before.
I keep the jungle in my blood. I'm in it for the long run, and you know where I'm from. I'm gonna return back into stardust, something more through ancestral soul, riding on the wall. Come people called by the extraordinary, all in sacred time. Wanna walk a rainbow prophecy, honoring all that gives you life. Ooh, you don't know what you don't know, the way it moves unfold in the unknown, familiar voice of the present moment, always reminding us how to follow the sun and to live within our...
Rain. JK, that's my driver getting the window all clean like, so you can see. That was in the morning on the 3rd day on Maui. Looking back, I don't think we saw rain until Hilo on the Big Island, and that was 3 or 4 days away. The weather was beautiful. Okay, so where did I leave off from the last video? In part 1, I showed you the big extremes on Maui's western coast. A lot of poverty and homelessness, and these big fancy resorts where most of you visit when you come here. We also looked at what Lahaina looks like now after the fire cleanup. It was the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history. There's a lot going on the coast. But this is different. This was day 16 on this big ol' Hawaiian adventure, and for the first time, we weren't in a hotel near the beach. The second half on Maui, we documented upcountry. It's this whole area here in north central Maui. A lot of upcountry is, well, up. It's on a slope at the base of the Haleakala volcano, which hasn't erupted in like 600 years. The whole area up here is country. Small towns, lettuce and banana farms, the kind of shit I like. Maui's very laid back. That's part of the reason people like coming here. Some people say upcountry's the best place to live on this island. It's a lifestyle up here. People up here consider themselves to be better decision makers than the fancy city slickers who live in West Maui. The first stop up here was Surfing Goat. It's a goat dairy. They make chocolate and soap and all kinds of delicious stuff from their goat farm. It's time to see some farm stuff. We've been looking at beaches for so long. Get out into the country. At the Surfing Goat Dairy. A lot of people don't think farms when they think of Hawaii, but is this rare to have a farm like this, or is there just a whole side of the state that a lot of people just don't know about?
Well, yeah, most people would look up from, the beaches in Kihei and Wailea and go, oh, it's green up there, what's going on? And this is really the agricultural belt. So we're at about 1,100 feet above sea level here. Upcountry goes from basically where we are at about 1,000 feet to around 3,000 feet. And then as you go up the slopes of Haleakala, that's where the ranches are and the cattle are, to keep your cattle cool in the clouds. And so when they first started dividing up the ranches in Hawaii in the early 1900s, the concept was is your land went from the sea all the way to the volcano, and the idea was is you could fish for your food, you could grow your vegetables at around 1,000 feet, but you could keep your cattle in the clouds and cool. And so all the ranches are long and narrow and have a lot of height throw to them. These guys are about 6 to 8 weeks old. They are dairy goats, so a lot of people love them when they're little, and then they think that they are, they can take them home, and the internet sensation of dwarf baby goats. But these ones will be about 100 pounds at a year and about 165 pounds at 2 years. So they get quite big. They are going to bite and nibble on everything. They're kind of like toddlers. Yeah. Everything goes in their mouth.
Oh, yeah. These guys like shredded my shorts. Yeah, you did that. That's worth it though. Local. It's a little tart. It's supposed to be tart. Chocolate made from local goats and stuff from the local hillsides. Well, that was pretty neat, huh, YouTube? We got to see the countryside out in Hawaii for the first time. And behind me are baby goats that are one day going to get milked. That's what they're going to do. Then down the road from the Surfing Goat, there's a vodka distillery called Ocean Vodka. Tourists come here to take in the views and sip on vodka that they make from sugar cane grown right on the property. Now, we didn't stay here too long. You can eat and drink vodka all afternoon, but I had some shit I needed to do, right? Look at this view. What? Wow. Like up country, everyone. These people are having a blast up here. It's like a winery in Temecula, but you're at a vodka distillery in Hawaii. Oh, you can see both sides of the island. Oh, shit. Right here behind me is the first time I've seen sugar cane the entire time. And I'm a little buzzed. I had a shot of vodka and a shot of rum made from the sugar right behind me. And we're gonna go drive around and look at more stuff. I'm not driving, just a little buzz. Out here in the wonderful upcountry. Oh yeah. There's really only 2 seasons in Hawaii. Summer is May through October. That's when we were here. It's 85 every day, with storms in the afternoons. Winter's not much different. It's 78 during the day. I mean, look at the temperature range for the entire year. Doesn't change much. So we talked about the fires earlier. Well, a lot of Maui, it's pretty dry these days. The green, lush Maui, that's gone. The sugar plantations and the pineapple growers, they ruined a lot of the green on this island. And then climate change, or whatever you call it, it's really browned the place out. That's part of the reason the Lahaina fires were so bad. All that old dead sugar cane dried out, so it was just brush everywhere. They stopped growing the sugar cane here a decade ago because China can grow it cheaper. But I think part of the reason they ended the sugar plantations is because all the rich new locals moved in and they complained about all the smoke that was getting into their $3 million hillside homes. We were going to go up to the Haleakala Observatory and look out over the moonscape up there. But it was getting cloudy and late in the day. So about halfway up the volcano, we stopped in a little town called Kula and wandered about. Here's what a small town on the side of a volcano looks like. Well, we made it to the base of the mountain, and the Kula Lodge is closed. Darn it. For dinner or drinks. It's cold up here. It's about 70, and as you can see, it's pretty cloudy. The further you go up there, it gets even colder. They said in the 50s, and then you get above the clouds, and then it's sunny again. But at night, it can get up into the 40s, down to the 40s. That's not what I came to do. So we're gonna head back down the hill and go have dinner at the only little town on this side of the mountain. Very peaceful up here. Yes. And I lost my vodka buzz, which sucks. But I'll catch another one. So we'll mark it. The base of the volcano. So we're driving around in upcountry, and I had to turn around. RFK Jr. for president? What? Now, we saw Robert Kennedy Jr. stuff all over this island. I never see RFK Jr. stuff anywhere, but in Hawaii, he's apparently really popular. They say 2% of all Americans vote libertarian. Why is RFKJ so popular here? I don't know. Couldn't figure it out. Maybe because they like their independence or something? What are you? He's just getting some bugs. So this is where we stayed in upcountry. It's called the Banyan Tree Inn. This whole area was at one point sugarcane, and this super rich sugar magnate family called the Baldwins, they owned like the whole side of this mountain or something. This place right here is where they lived for a while. And they keep the place in the same style as they did in the 1870s or whenever all this was built. It's very nice and charming, and you feel like you're somewhere important and meaningful, very historical. It's also on the side of the hill, so you have a wonderful view of the ocean. Down there is the airport where we first landed. That's our room right there. On a beautiful day, and there's mist in the air, but as you can see, there's no storms, but it's misting up here, which is very interesting. There's a little light mist coming down. Feels like you're at summer camp. It's actually an old plantation house where the plantation workers used to live. Out here in upcountry, a far cry from the beach life that we've been living for the last 2 weeks. Love it. It's just super charming what they've done here with this B&B. All of the vegetation is very unique to Hawaii. Those are plumeria trees. This is a banyan tree, hence the name Banyan Tree Inn. Those are amazing. And, you know, I have vines where I live. They climb up everything, but the vines here are very intense. Only in Hawaii do you see these vines with leaves bigger than your head. Look how big these leaves are. That just climb up. Huge vines. I mean, the stuff just grows everywhere. Look at that. Like that vine literally is 20 feet up and going. You can't grow most of this stuff back home. You see a plant or a tree and you're like, oh, I wish I had that tree or that plant where I live. It ain't gonna grow where you live. Let's try to see if I can get, and the gate's open. Oh my God. Look at that. If there's anything more hill country than that, it's a damn rainbow and a rodeo. What a way to end day 3. Up in hill country. It's beautiful up here. It's a little chilly. It's about 70 degrees. The wind is blowing. And look at that. Rodeos and rainbows. And in case you're wondering what the rodeo looks like, lots of buckaroos, little Hawaiian buckaroos have made their mark out here, out at the Maui rodeo. Look at that. The stuff you find when you get off the damn highway, right? When we were up here, we stayed in this little town called Maui, population 7,700. It's this little sleepy village where the cowboys hung their hats back when that was a thing up here. We don't do much cowboy stuff up here, so now it's become like a tourist stop way out in the middle of nowhere. A few bars and restaurants, and a bunch of upscale boutique-y shit. This whole part of Maui's been taken over by rich white people from California. Probably Malibu types. I saw all sorts of noses turned up and a bunch of e-vehicles. And slowly, every year, these rich people are buying up property in Maui and changing it to their ways. And that's just sad. But it's all very nice, huh? I told you about how expensive it is to live in Hawaii. It's $1 million for a house in this state now. And Maui's the most expensive island of all. All of this is multi-million smackers. Halfway up the volcano with an ocean view. Look at that. I'm going to guess the population here now is 10% locals, born and raised, 5% cowboy holder honors, and 85% liberal elite. And down the road, this is what a normal neighborhood looks like up here. This is all closer to $900,000. I know, not much for $900K, right? There's just not enough available housing. Not a lot of space. I read that our military bases up here take up 20% of the land on all these islands. Cultural appropriation. The cowboy culture up here in Maui is pretty much gone now. And a lot of these fancy places have moved in to cater to all the wealthy locals. The not locals who were taking over Maui and changing everything. They made it their own. So right now I'm in downtown Maui, population 7,000. And this is the biggest city in this part of upcountry. And it's kind of the hub for the agriculture and ranching up here. So you could say this is kind of the cowboy town of Maui. Doesn't feel very cowboy-y. And as you can see, it's a early morning. It's about 9. Just a sleepy little place, kind of a touristy place. But it's also kind of controversial here because I'm on Baldwin Avenue, and the Baldwins were the big sugar cane magnates that pissed a lot of people off because they were burning sugar cane on the island for a long time. And it turns out that the place that we're staying also has a lot to do with plantations and sugar cane and all that other stuff. So anyway, this is a very controversial but important part of Maui. And as you can see, it's super beautiful. It's super charming down here. And this is another sleepy town in the middle of Maui. You guys like small towns almost as much as you like homeless shit. It's very bougie. Look at the fancy clothes in there. The fancy clothes in here. Huh, ladies? Place feels very snobby, snooty. Like most of the people that are driving around that I think are locals seem to be very much in a hurry, very important. Don't have time to slow down. In fancy cars and fancy clothes, lots of Teslas and electric vehicles, and feels very much not laid back in a old school, I guess, traditional upcountry way. Feels very much like it would be like the Beverly Hills of the upcountry area. One of the local business owners told me that the place used to be very laid back and kind of had a cowboy culture vibe to it. And then about 10 years ago, all the boutiques kind of took over to cater to the locals. So now you have yoga studios and art galleries and expensive clothes. And it's probably one of the most upscale places I think I've been outside of Waikiki. And I did not expect that up here. Hey, there's some cowboy stuff. That's what I'm talking about. The Rodeo General Store. But that's where all the cowboys get their chaps and their hay and their jerky. Actually not. And it's also interesting that none of these places have a bathroom. The whole city, the whole downtown shares one bathroom at the end of the street where I'm headed right now. So there's probably 20 restaurants and businesses and shops that all share one bathroom at the end of the street. It's kind of interesting. Everybody goes here. One bathroom for the whole town. Jeez. God, for being such a snobby, snooty downtown, the bathroom does not match the rest of the city. Like, you feel like you're in an AM PM bathroom. I'm sure the snobby, snooty locals are not happy about this. No soap, but you got sugar cane growing inside the bathroom. That's pretty cool, I guess. This was our breakfast one morning here. Small town diner for the win. Look at that. And look, I even found you guys a little homeless camp. Well, I'd see a huge one the next day. For dinner one night, we went to the Mahalo Ale Works, which is a very local spot. It's at the base of the mountain. It was trivia night, and it was packed. That was the first time that we hadn't eaten at a food truck since we got tacos in Kauai 5 nights ago. The restroom. Keane Wahaini. I don't speak Hawaiian. I'm gonna guess this one. Nobody in here. All right, it's the end of the third day. I'm tired. We just had some beer at the local ale house, Delio. And look at that view. I mean, fantastic sunset that doesn't even really... Let me spin it around here. It doesn't even really do it justice. I don't know if you can even tell. But I can. It's amazing. The third day in the upcountry and having a Really good time up here in Maui, and frankly, I didn't think I'd see this because I didn't know Maui had this. Thought it was all beaches, but it's not. And looking out over the hillside, I could see all the airplanes coming and going. It kind of made me sad because I knew that in a couple days that I'd be leaving Maui on one of those Southwest flights. Day 4, hippies and turtles. I think day 4 in Maui was my favorite day on all of my Hawaiian adventure. All right, hey YouTube. It's day 4 on Maui, and I was pretty exhausted last night. We left the top down on the Jeep all day and had some drinks, and I was pretty exhausted. But today's different. It's morning 4, and as you can see behind me, it's just an absolutely beautiful day on Maui. Down there is the ocean and cliffs. It's kind of hard to see with the phone. But trust me, it's beautiful out here today. I don't think we've had a day or a time on an island so far where the weather's been so nice. Every day has been beautiful here so far. So we're gonna go out and explore some more hippie towns today. And an update, I don't know if you remember the first day I got to Maui, I got bit by a bee on the beach. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's not really healing very well. It's very itchy and blotchy. So I'm hoping that changes. Can't have that going on when I'm way out in the middle of nowhere in the ocean. I'm getting bit by bugs as I speak. Well, anyway, day 4 is going to be very interesting. So we began the 4th day on Maui in very rural land. There's this whole part of Maui called Paia that I just love. I'm a sucker for small town stuff. Country living, you know. All this up here is a pretty big chunk of the island up near Maui's north shore. This all used to be a big deal for the sugarcane industry, and a lot of the region was made up of sugar plantations and whatnot. Today it's mostly small towns. A lot of it's been turned into tourist destinations. We drove through the sun-drenched rolling hillsides to the first stop, this little hippie village of Haiku, population 1,200. And the internet says it's $1.3 million to live here. That's a lot. There's really not a lot here except for some small little shops. Coffee, tattoo, yoga, gym. Total alternative hippie land, which is what I came to see. I mean, this says it all right here on what it's like in this part of Maui. We got a tarot metaphysical shop next to a tattoo place, next to a waxing facial place, massage, and then there's yoga and a gym and a hip coffee shop. This whole side of the island's very, how can I put it, alternative, I guess. Oh, they're not open. Weekly readers. So they have a Reiki master, tarot card reading, numerology, astrology, tarot. That pretty much sums up what it's like here in the North Shore of Maui. Someone's coming. Let's see if she'll talk.
Hi.
Hi, Nicole.
Yes.
What were you saying about Haiku?
Haiku is a magical little area of Maui that is tucked away. Not a lot of people come here, so it's kind of one of those little destination spots.
How long have you been here?
A year and a half.
Did it used to be something, I'm always curious about what did this used to be and what has it become? Did this used to be like country, rural, ranchy, and then it became
Yes.
more, how do you know anything about
Commercial. So what I've been told by Kupuna in the area, the old guys, they like to come in and tell me stories about what this used to be. So this used to be a guava factory, as far as I've been told, and there across the street used to be like the pineapple factory, and there was a train that actually used to come through here. And so, I mean, a long time ago, but yeah, things have changed a lot.
that? How did it become so commercial? Like, is it locals bought houses here and then decided we need a yoga studio and an organic market and a massage? I mean,
Even the 13 years that I've been here on Maui, this has gone through a lot of changes.
they got gentrified.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening on the north side of Maui, or Maui in general, or I don't know?
I mean, it's funny. Yeah, it's definitely not like it used to be. Like Makawao Town, even in the time that I've been here, has gotten fancier stores, more expensive stores, you know, things like that. So I think it's just the nature of when you find a place, or when people find a place that they love, they tend to change it. Mm-hmm. Whether that's good or bad, I guess it's your perspective. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know a lot of people always say, like, I love this place, so they move here and then they change it. And it's like, well, you loved it and then you changed it.
Yep.
It's happening all over the country. I live in North Carolina and it's happening there.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
In between these little small towns, we meandered around on the back roads and we caught glimpses of the homes tucked into the jungle. All of this is super valuable, even though a lot of people up here just live simple lives. Just regular houses on some of the most expensive dirt in the country. So you've probably heard of Jaws. It's a famous surf spot on the north end of Maui with waves that are way higher than you would want to go on. Not this time of year, because that's only in the winter. Anyway, this is the 1.5 mile road that goes down to that famous surf spot. And we're not gonna do it because this is what you first see when you get down there, and you know, I don't feel like getting stuck just to look over a cliff. So I'm gonna actually put a little picture or video in right here to show you what it looks like of what I would show you. And apparently they rip you off if you get stuck going down the road. $800 for a tow. I guess maybe they're just joking, but clearly there's a lot of issues with people thinking they're going to come down this road. I wanted to go down that road anyways, but Kim insisted that we continue towards the coast. She said, "Can't get the Jeep stuck today. It's a beautiful day." I was like, yeah, I guess so. Glad we pulled over here. Oh my God, we found a cool place. So we found a really cool little stand on the side of the road with all kinds of stuff to film. First of all, $1 fee for the bathroom. That seems to be a deal around here, is trying to find a bathroom on this whole island. Apparently this guy has some dragon fruit growing. I've never seen that. We're gonna check a lot of boxes on this one. That's what dragon fruit looks like. Don't know what it looks like when it's ripe. Of course, we've got the chickens off to the side of the road. Hi, Mama. Hi, babies. Okay. You've got some chicken growing on the, not growing, cooking on the grill with a chicken in the background. I'm not sure where the chicken is. That your friend in there? All right, so then we've got, there's just so much stuff to see. Oh, okay, this must be the future chickens. So I think what's happening is he's literally catching these wild chickens, putting them in the cage, and then cooking them, and then serving them to people who drive by. Hey, how's it? We've got pineapples and coconuts and all kinds of stuff. That guy looks a little upset that I'm doing this. Please do not chase the chickens, because that's going to be our future lunch. And then we got the stand over here. Boy, is it windy today. Oh my gosh. Look at the size of these things. What are these yellow things? Oh, papaya, bananas. Oh, we've got, what's the guanabana? Okay. Chilies. This is cool. Did you get something yet?
No.
Oh. Chicos. Star apples. Wow, you've got all the stuff. Yeah.
Mountain apple.
Yeah. What does this taste like?
Sweet.
Sweet? What are those big things over there?
Jackfruit.
Oh, jackfruit. Oh my gosh, those are so big. Okay. Oh, shave ice. How long have you had your stand here? 10 years you've had this? Well, this is super cool. Didn't think I'd see that up here. Cattle ranching on the side of a cliff. The next stop was maybe my favorite little town in all of Hawaii. This is Paia proper. It's another former plantation town that's been turned into a touristy place for all the hippies to thrive. Super cool place. And crowded. Look at all the cars. This was on a Tuesday in the off season. Imagine what it's like in the summer. Super busy on a Wednesday. It's probably the most crowded I've seen it on this island. Oh, look. Super fancy clothing to cater to all the rich people who visit. And the suckers. There's only 2,200 people who live in the countryside surrounding Paia. And a house here, $1.3 million bucks. It's a pretty cool place, wonderful. But if you lived here, you'd be sharing all this with these people every day. So you never really feel like it was your town. I haven't seen a ukulele store yet.
Well, there's only a few of them, and we're probably the number one because we have the most. This is up here. This is the most expensive one I have, $3,200.
Wow. Why is that? What it just?
It's all about the wood and the age of the wood and how it was cured and the tonal quality of the wood.
What kind of wood is that?
That's Hawaiian koa wood.
Hawaiian koa.
Koa,
KOA.
the most sought after wood in the islands, the most expensive wood in the islands.
Can you strum it so I can like hear what it? There you go. Thank you. Wonderful. This is super cool. How long have you been in business here?
This store, the company's been here on the island 30 years.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But this store has only been here 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. Mele ukulele?
Yeah, Mele.
Mele.
Ukulele.
Okay. Can anybody order? How would they order one if they wanted to?
Go to our website, which is at the bottom of this card.
Okay. There you go. Thank you very much.
Sure.
For lunch, it was tacos at Milagros, which everybody told me I needed to pop by when we were here, and they were right. Can't get away from it, can you? Even the small towns in Hawaii have their woes. And look, I got some more bum stuff for you. You know, stuff you guys like. Somebody told me that there was this very strange and very aggressive homeless camp out on a rural road just blocks from the beach. So of course I had to go see it for you guys. And usually I'm alone when I drive through homeless camps, but Kim was driving this time. She was pretty nervous about it, so I hopped in the back seat so I wasn't so obvious about recording. Slow down more. It's like, what makes them decide that all of a sudden right here, this is where we're going to set up?
But there, is that the Hawaiian flag?
We got a guy. So my driver's a little worried,
As always.
and but we just drove through. Basically, I was told that there's some sketchy areas right outside the beach, and they didn't look like they would be cool with us driving past, so I hid in the back seat and recorded from this vantage point, which I've never done before. But there's probably 50 people down that street just living.
Where am I going?
Here comes their DoorDash.
Ew, it smells.
There's their food delivery guy. Off-roading on the north end of Maui. And then it was time for the beaches up here, everyone. Here's the first beach we went to on Maui's northern coast. It's called Hukipa Beach. I think that's how you say it. We heard that there were some turtles up here, and since it was World Turtle Day, we figured we should pay our respects. So there's a sign that clearly says don't go past it. And all these foreigners that don't speak English, supposedly, are just going right up to the turtles. Just messing with their whatever. I didn't have a beach umbrella, but I got a regular umbrella. And I saw a lot. There are these little, some sort of sea cucumber things. I saw a lot of those. Look at all these fish. Wow. Those are called mamo fish. And that one right there, that might have been the prettiest fish I saw in the entire time of the islands. They're called wrasse fish. And then, what? That's called a needlefish, I think. That was neat. So I was just cruising around, looking at the fish. And then I looked over. What the fuck? I don't know if your life is complete until you've swam next to green sea turtles. These guys are endangered. They say there's only about 80,000 of them left in the whole world. I read that they can stay underwater for 5 hours. They come to this part of Hawaii to nest, and then they get back in the water. They're protected.
Did you know surfing was invented in Polynesia?
Well, how would I know that, Mappy? Can you surf? Hey, that's pretty good. I bet your wife's impressed by that.
He's okay. He doesn't have big muscles. I like men with muscles.
Yep, the day got even better. Are you tired? It was a long day, and I was tired. I hope everybody finds out one special day when they're here. On our last night in Maui, we went to Makawao for dinner. We had tacos. Seemed fitting. Finally, some real cowboy shit. Cowboys, cowgirls, keeping it real. And then on our way back to the plantation, another rainbow. This was the second time in a row that our last night on an island, we got a damn rainbow. I like Maui a lot, more than I thought I would. But Maui's never going to be the same. They got all kinds of issues here. Stuff I've talked about in this video and in the previous one. The long-timers, they're unhappy here. They can't afford it anymore. And the locals that have moved in, they're pissed off about the no Airbnb thing that's going on. In the last 4 years, 4,000 people have moved away from Maui for good. They're frustrated about the fire recovery, the rising crime, the homelessness, the cost of living, the hot, dry hillsides that were ruined by decades of sugarcane farming. It's just a mess on Maui. People seem very frustrated. Businesses are struggling. Jobs are gone forever. Tourism is way down. I hear a lot of people tell me Maui's lost its identity, its personality, and its purpose. But for those of us who come here and visit, we don't have to worry about all that stuff. Maui's a really special place. There's no denying that. And the next day, we'd get introduced to the Big Island. Now that place, that island, is a trip. Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, click the store link on my homepage. From there, you can check out the latest merch. There's hoodies, coffee cups, stickers, and shirts. Show off how much you love Mappy and support the channel. And I'm on Cameo too. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson YouTube. It's fun.
Hey YouTube world, I'm Sage, Nick's manager. You've enjoyed a Corner House Entertainment production, so watch another one.
Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.